Good day, folks. This is your hillbilly historian coming to you from the hills of East Tennessee on a cold, snowy January 31st, 2026. Lord, I didn't think I'd make it to the year 2000. Now here I am 26 years after the year 2000. I'm pushing the edge of that envelope. But here in the hills of East Tennessee, we try to bring you knowledge you won't find anywhere else. Today I want to talk about the Iron Mountain Report. Yes, Iron Mountain Report. You heard it right. This was a secret study done back in 1965 by the elites that John F. Kennedy brought to Washington, D.C. McNamara was the head of it. He thought he knew everything, but he got his butt whipped by a bunch of little Orientals over there in Vietnam. He didn't know how to conduct a war. I need to do a show on McNamara here one of these days to point out what a big idiot he was. But he was one of the elites that John F. Kennedy brought to D.C. and he organized this meeting in Iron Mountain, a secret meeting, which issued what they call the Iron Mountain Report. Now, this report is a study on how governments can use warfare to keep their people in line, keep them in order, in line, and obeying the way they want them to obey. And they pointed out that there's two overt causes of war. One, a country trying to defend itself from attack leads to war. Number two, a country who desires to conquer another country leads to war. But there's subjective purposes of war, and here after the Iron Mountain Report came out, we've had a lot of suspect wars, which includes Vietnam. And this Iraq garbage, this Afghanistan garbage, just think about it. Afghanistan. You know, Alexander the Great couldn't conquer those people. In fact, he died there. They killed the greatest military leader in history, or so-called the greatest. Of course, all that's opinion, but he was a great leader, and he was on his way to conquer India, and he defeated India in a big battle, but had to hang out too long in Afghanistan, and those mountain people there wasn't going to have it done. He wasn't going to take them over. And the British Empire, at their most powerful, could not defeat Afghanistan. Remember the Khyber Pass, where the British got their butts kicked every time they went through the Khyber Pass to try to conquer Afghanistan, and the Afghans would not let them come through the Khyber Pass with peace. No way. Even the British Empire, its most powerful, could not conquer those mountain people. And the Russian Empire in 1980 invaded Afghanistan. Thought they could take them over. They could not conquer those mountain people. And they withdrew and retreat. And then there was an arrogant bunch of buttholes in Washington, D.C. Oh, we can do it. We can conquer them people. Yeah, boy. Went in there, you found out wrong, though, didn't you? In 2025, or 2023, 2020, somewhere in there, Biden left, disgracefully left. They left them with $80 billion worth of our advanced military equipment, everything, but they showed the United States, you can't beat us either. So the Afghans have kicked the butts of the Alexander the Great, the Macedonians, and the Greeks. They've kicked the butt of the British Empire at its most powerful. They've kicked the butt of the Russian Empire. Now they've kicked the butt of the United States arrogant assholes in D.C. Kicked their butts and showed them that even we cannot defeat those mountain people over there in Afghanistan. You know, the Iron Mountain Report, we had to have war to keep our people together and all that crap and everything. It didn't work in Vietnam. I'm surprised there weren't more protests against the Iraq War and the Afghanistan War. But I guess protesters are getting a little tired. But George Soros and his son Alex are bringing them back by paying them double minimum wage, triple minimum wage to go out and kick out a car's tail lights and get shot and doing all this stupid stuff. But the Iron Mountain Report, it was a secret report on how government could use warfare to control its economy, mainly to control the economy. And Vietnam was to keep aircraft companies in business, helicopter companies in business, especially Bell Helicopter, and to keep corporations going. Iraq flooded corporations with billions upon billions of dollars. Afghanistan did the same thing. It just, warfare just floods our military with tons and tons of money to make these toys they play with. You know, Obama loved that drone stuff. He loved to sit in front of that big screen and guide that drone and blow cars up and families, Americans. Oh, he loved it. He enjoyed playing with that thing. It just gave him a sense of power that he just couldn't overcome. It was, you talk about a Game Boy, how Obama used that Game Boy for real. He was out there really blowing people up. He enjoyed that crap. And but the Iron Mountain Report, a secret report on how government can control the economy and its people through the diligent use of warfare. And Bush is, McNamara did it, LBJ did it, Nixon did it, Bush did it. That invasion of Iraq was one of the dumbest wars. We had thousands of American boys died over that foolishness. In Afghanistan, it's arrogant to think they could do what Alexander the Great couldn't do. The British couldn't do, the Russians couldn't do. And the Russians were right next to them. The Russian czars had it figured out perfectly. They built forts around the passes from Afghanistan into Russia and contained the Afghans, wouldn't let them come into Russia and keep them contained in their own country. And that was the best thing, smartest thing to do, but then later the Soviet communists thought they could conquer the place. And it helped bring about the downfall of the Russian Empire, the Communist Empire. But anyway, this is your hillbilly historian enlightening you about how JFK's elitists got together at a secret meeting at Iron Mountain on the Hudson River there in New York. And they came up with this report on how warfare can be used by government to control the economy, control which businesses get wealthy, and how to control the people. It's an amazing report And this is your hillbilly historian bringing you the truth here from the snowy hills of East Tennessee and Appalachia. You have a good day.